Cruella DeVille, Cruella DeVille. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will.
Disney found a way to monetize this thrill. I guess this is our
This is our review of Disney's Cruella.
Just play our music.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go. Let's all go. Let's all go to the. Let's all go.
I'm just getting started, darling. The thing is, I was born brilliant, born bad, and a little bit mad.
I'm glad that you're sorry.
I'm Cruella.
No.
What's really good, guys? It's your boy Spider-Man, aka D-Man.
Oh, the snaps. Sorry. I was still stuck with the song in my head, Cruella DeVille. I'm sorry. Yeah, your boy, your man, D-Man. Right there. Right there.
Daria.
Hi, Daria.
And welcome to the Kaiju Cinematic Destruction, our movie review show for the channel. We got one for you that we've been really trying to find some way to get into and talk about this, because social media just ruins everything.
Yes.
Ruins everything.
Yes.
Because, okay, we get into this. We're doing, as you saw at the top of the video, we're doing Cruella.
Yes.
Before the movie drops, hilariously enough, it leaks out how Cruella's mom dies.
Yeah.
And it is, out of context, one of the most hilarious things ever, because, again, having not watched the movie, you assume that Cruella gets to a point where she gets mad enough at the dogs that killed her mom that that's why we got 101 Dalmatians. Whoever leaked that did a disservice to this movie.
Yep. You want to go ahead and just...
So we decided to do something a little bit different for these movie reviews moving forward. See, I had too many moves in the next sentence, so it messed me up. For these movie reviews moving forward, we're going to break it down for you. We're going to hit you up with the synopsis, our thoughts, and then our score. Let's go ahead into the first part. Here's what's happening to Cruella. So Cruella gets born to a single mom. She already has her signature side-by-side hair. First of all, I don't know why that became such an issue when she was a kid. Like, especially later on when she dyes her hair. It's like, you tell me that. I mean, I know you don't want to, hide that part of you. Yeah. But at the same time, just dye your hair. It's not that big a deal. It's just hair. But it is what it is. So Cruella, born to a single mom, outside of London, has some issues because she's so unique and she's so, fiery about, and passionate about what she wants to do in life, which is to become a designer. And her mom wants to foster that sort of level of, fire and passion within her, right? All good stuff. But she gets into trouble at school. She has to leave school. And that's when her mom runs into an incident where she perishes by Dalmatian.
Yeah.
From there, she meets Jasper and Horace. They, develop a relationship. Now that's her new family. And Jasper, who is surprisingly, well astute and well spoken in this one, because I remember Jasper just being the guy that thinks he's smart but isn't actually smart in his own right. Jasper in this one was absolutely. I loved him. Yeah. I love Jasper and Horace in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were absolutely great.
But we'll get there.
We will get there. We will definitely get there. But, Jasper decides to help her get a job at this boutique where, hopefully she goes from entry level to designer herself. Doesn't work out that way. The Duchess finally comes in after she has a nice little bit. She got drunk. She gets drunk in this. This movie gets surprisingly dark. Gets surprisingly dark for what this is.
Yeah.
She gets drunk, designs a window display. The Grand Baroness, I think is what her name. The Grand Baroness, the one who basically owns all these boutiques and is a designer in her own right, sees the display, pulls her in, and makes her basically not an apprentice, not a colleague, but also not an employee. What would you call her?
I don't know if it's even an internship. I
honestly don't. I don't know what the arrangement is, but basically her whipping bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say that. She whips her in, helps her design some things. She gets so much closer and closer and closer, and that's when she finds out that the little pendant around her neck is the same pendant that her mom had before she died.
Which is actually a family heirloom.
She calls a family heirloom.
Yes.
She calls it a family heirloom, and she sets out to try to take it back from her because Baroness is kind of an ass. She's kind of a jerk.
She's actually a glorious ass.
A glorious jerk. Yes. She works to try to steal the necklace. She finds out some more information, and then she finally fully devolves from Estella, because that's what her name was when she was born, to Cruella. And this is basically the story about her going from Estella to Cruella, and it's
bringing the Baroness down. Basically.
Bringing the Baroness down. That becomes the massive goal for Cruella / Estella.
Yes.
And that's basically Cruella.
It is.
So I'm gonna start with you, D. What did you think about this movie?
I liked this movie. Surprisingly. Okay, I am going to say this because I know it was a lot of debate between you and I about the origins of Cruella and how she comes to be with the 101 Dalmatians. So we'll get there.
We'll get there on the next segment.
But I surprisingly enjoyed this movie. I would say this was Disney's best live action that they did. It didn't take itself too seriously, of course. Everybody basically just fell into the role, had fun. It was a lot of ad-lib in this, too. That's what made it great. Because it was a lot of ad-lib.
I got to jump in on that one. Because there was a point, the reason why you said this, because there was a point where, who was the Baroness? Emma Thompson?
Yes, Emma Thompson.
She grabs a chair and throws it to the side. But the way that it was shot, it definitely looked like it wasn't supposed to hit somebody, but it does. And then she just plays it off like, you should stand out of my way.
No, she was like, you were in the way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And it felt like the way that they held onto that shot was like, I don't think that was supposed to happen. But they just said, fuck it, keep rolling.
Yeah. But yeah, this is a successful live action.
Yeah. All right, yeah. I'm
their first one.
Yeah, the first really, Maleficent was technically their first successful one because it did do well. Yeah. Not just in numbers, but it was it was okay for the storytelling.
Yeah.
But this one was definitely a very, very damn good story because I came into this ready to hate on this super hard.
Oh, I was
because I'm sitting here I saw the dogs kill the mom segment of the story, and I'm just like, okay, this is gonna be this is gonna be whack. This is gonna be so whack. But the more that you actually watch it, the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm telling myself, man, if this were not a Cruella movie, if this was just any other character that they just created whole cloth, this would be an amazing, excellent movie. Yeah. This would be an amazing and just excellent movie. But because it's tied so much into the Cruella and 101 Dalmatians and Mystique, it became a little bit harder to divorce myself from the natural endpoint of the story. Yeah. Because she is an irredeemable villain. The one portrayed in 101 Dalmatians is an irredeemable villain. And it's okay to have. You disagree that Cruella in the cartoon 101 Dalmatians. She's my
favorite character.
She was irredeemable.
How?
She tried to kill puppies.
There was a reason.
No, there is no logical reason that will dismiss or dispel trying to kill everybody isn't everybody in society believes and basically agrees that kicking/killing puppies is the point of no return for villainy. Into that. Irredeemable. But in this movie, it's not that. It is decidedly not that. So don't go into this expecting her to somehow snap and become irredeemable, which, leads us to our other debate that we had at the end of this movie, which we'll get into in a bit. But in general, this was a really, really, as it stands on its own merits.
Yeah.
As a standalone movie, this is a really, really good movie.
Yeah. Not to dismiss the live action that they did with Glenn Close. What is happening? With Glenn Close, but that also was pretty decent.
It was also late 90s, early 2000s fodder.
It was.
So
it didn't
have a high bar to clear.
But wait a minute, because it also kind of followed more of the actual 101 Dalmatians story.
You're right.
This one did not.
Yeah.
It threw in a lot of Easter eggs that you can catch on very quickly, though.
Yes.
But it didn't necessarily follow the whole 101 Dalmatians story that is told in, what was it, 75, I think?
75, 76.
When it came out, was 75, 76 the animation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what the first live action did with Glenn Close. It kind of followed closely. It didn't really give us a backstory or anything. This one, we get a backstory, and it doesn't give us the backstory to, this is how she came to do with Dalmatians.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, with the Glenn Close one, it was just strictly 101 Dalmatians. The fact that she was in it elevated it to the point where it was necessary to make this movie.
Yeah.
The live action the way that it was. But, without her, it's still just 101 Dalmatians. Nobody really, latched on to Cruella.
Yeah.
In terms of, an actual character. This one was strictly Cruella, and it did well, in my opinion. But,
it did. Cause it starred Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Joel Fry, Mark Strong, Emily Beachman, Kirby Howe, Batiste, Paul Walker Hauser. So everybody that was in this,
our guy from Black Klansman.
John McCree. Everybody that was in this played well off of each.
There's so much chemistry in here.
Yeah,
there's so much chemistry.
Yeah,
in here.
This was actually well done because I came into it oh my God, here we go, another live action from Disney. Because let's keep it real, they have not been successful with their live action. So of course, when I was seeing the trailer, you know how we say, they make the trailer look good, but then you go watch the movie and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Them did that to us. Them. So ever since them, although I enjoy the trailer, I'm no longer going into it I'm super stoked to watch this. No, because them did that.
That ruined it all.
Yeah, them had an awesome trailer. It was okay, I'm down for it. Then you go watch it and you're like, what the hell is that? What? Yeah, no. Okay, Cruella didn't do that. It didn't. But then again, my expectation was extremely low. I have to be honest. It was. But this was done very well. Every character had a story. Every character had a point. Nobody was out of place. No jokes were lost. No jokes faltered. They didn't repeat jokes. And even with subtle jokes, you still were okay, I'm sorry. That was so decent. Yes, I'm sorry. So yes, go ahead.
That's our thoughts.
That's our thoughts.
So I guess all that's really left is, what's your score for this? Out of 5, what's your score?
Out of 5, I have to give it 4 stars.
4 stars.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it had its faults, but again, I have to give it 4.
All right, 4 stars.
Respectably.
I am there with 4 stars. As I said, I came into this not expecting anything. I expected people to act their ass off.
Oh, and they did.
I was not expecting this to actually be fun and entertaining and engaging. It's 2 hours long, and we saw the time limit. Yeah. And we were like, oh, okay, God, we got to go through this slog.
Yeah.
It never felt
I think I saw 2 hours and 13. I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, but this was actually, those 2 hours flew by fast. It was was fun. It was enjoyable. Everyone killed it. There were a few things out there that were just like super duper hokey, but like it never really ruined the movie. Like for instance, those CGI ass Dalmatians.
Oh yeah. See, I gave it 4 stars, but I said it was still some problems with it.
There was some problems with it.
like the CGI Dalmatians, but they still didn't even ruin the movie.
As I said, like,
and you forgot they were CGI, and you forgot they were CGI until you saw maybe like some little parts, like when one of the dogs rolled over and went like this to get his belly rubbed. It was like, seriously? Okay.
Like, you ain't no real dog.
No.
You ain't no real dog.
Because the dog is going to roll over, put their paw up, and be like, yeah, hit this. No.
But you know, everything else was great in this movie. As you said, there are a few things here and there that do kind of like go, because there's some scenes that don't get allowed time to cook and feel very rushed. Like, for instance, there was a moment when she goes back to the Baroness's, I guess you would call it, the studio that she's working at. And like the scene lasts maybe 30 seconds before we're jumping right into her walking down the street and another soundtrack playing. Like, so like, there's some scenes that just like didn't need to exist because it didn't really add anything to it, and they happened so short. But this was still, you know, a very fun movie. The one thing that my final thought on this is, I don't know where they're going. They already greenlit a sequel. Like, they already announced it. They greenlit a sequel. Mm-hmm. It's happening. So, like,
here was our debate.
I don't know if what we're going to be getting moving forward for Cruella is the same thing that we're getting with Maleficent, where it completely changes the story that she came from and sort of like branches it out. Because I almost said it makes 101 Dalmatians obsolete. I don't want to say that, but it completely branches out to another universe where, you know, Cruella is somebody different. Because the way that they ended this, they ended up in a nice tight little bow with a mid-credit scene that makes you go, okay, yeah, so we expect this to happen. So how does she go from this to puppy killing maniac? And there's no way you could go from 1 to 1 on that. There's no way.
So yeah, okay, so yeah, okay, so here's what our debate was, because then again, we don't know where they're headed with the story. We don't know where they're going with the sequel. Here's what I meant by the Easter egg. This is not a spoiler. We already know this because it was it's not a spoiler. So, you know, Anita Darling and you know Roger. Of course, they get Pongo and Perdita.
Yes.
Perdita. That happens at the very end. Okay, Cruella sends it to them. Sends them the dogs. Okay, of course, you know they're going to probably meet up. Again, not a spoiler. This is just a given.
Yeah, this is just the intro.
Yeah,
to
yes.
The only difference is that nobody like knows where they got Perdita or Pongo from in the movies.
And in this one,
it comes from Cruella.
It comes from Cruella, but then again,
not really a spoiler.
Yeah, not really a spoiler because it's in the. If you've seen the anime, it's not a spoiler. So yeah, I see what you're saying, but then again, maybe they're not going to tell that story. Maybe they're going to tell it. I don't know. And this is where I came to conflictions because I don't know, because they kind of just left it off with that. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it kind of makes not obsolete 101 Dalmatians, but there is no point for 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. It's like you cannot go from the ending of Cruella to Cruella wanting to kill, especially when we find out that the dogs belong to basically her dogs now.
Yeah.
Like, why would she try to kill her own damn dog?
Yeah.
So like,
but it wasn't necessarily her dogs. It was the puppies that they breed.
But it's still her dogs.
Even in the animation, she didn't want Perdita and Pongo. She wanted the puppies.
Yeah, which makes it like incredible, like the whole skinning of the dogs thing.
Yeah.
But wait, pause. I just thought of something.
Okay.
I just thought of something. I just thought of something. So, in the movie, now we're getting into not spoilery stories, because it's not even the biggest part of the movie, but it's just a small aside. She makes a joke about how good the coats of the Dalmatians looked and how, she jokes about skinning them, but then admits that it is a joke. So somebody did hit me up on Twitter when I was, basically live tweeting about this and asked me, like, so do you think that if they do a sequel or if they do something tied to 101 Dalmatians, would it be literally a 1-to-1 representation of what the movie was, or will it be from the point of view of the dogs? So where they're like, she's not actually trying to skin the puppies, but she does want the puppies all the same.
And that's what I told you when we had our debate. Like,
because
maybe,
if she just wants the puppies.
So
then,
maybe with the sequel, this won't be fully Cruella's story anymore because we've already had her story.
Yeah.
So maybe with the sequel, it's not her story anymore.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I can think of that'll make it 101 Dalmatians again. Beyond that, I don't know what will make it 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
But
because she can't be cruel.
Yeah.
She's nowhere near that cruel.
Yeah.
To do this, it feels like she's bad when she's Cruella.
But
she's not puppy killing bad.
And that's the story that they told with this.
Yeah, she's not
they
puppy
told
killing
that
bad.
with this story.
So how do we get to there?
The only thing that we can think of is because we don't need Cruella's story anymore. We got it.
Yeah, we're done.
So I'm not
Wrapped
saying that
up in a nice
Cruella's
bow,
done,
done.
but we're done with her story. So then maybe with the sequel, it's not her story anymore. It's someone else's story. Yeah. And sure, maybe it's Pongo and Perdita's story. Or maybe it's Roger and Anita's story. We don't know. That's the only thing. But if that's not the story that they're going to tell, then I don't know what story you can go to make it 101 Dalmatians again.
Well, we'll be figuring it out because, again, they did greenlight the sequel. But anyway, that's our review.
That's our review
of Cruella. Let us know what you thought about it down in the comments below. Again, we'd like to hear from you. Are you planning on watching it? Let us know. If you watched it, let us know what your thoughts are. Because, again, we do like to hear from you, our Kaiju faithful. You could also help support this channel by making sure to subscribe to us. Hit that little bell icon so you get notifications for every video that we do just for you. You can even help further support this channel by heading over to patreon.com/HEELKAIJU, where you get updates on the site, the store, and the channel. You can even join our Fantasy Football League, Titan Championship Football. Go ahead and check that out because we got the link in the description below. You can even get you some exclusive merch codes whenever we drop them, and where can they use those merch codes? D.
Head on over to HEELKAIJU.com/shop where you can use those merch codes. Also, it's Pride Month.
We got some Pride merch.
Definitely got to go over there and get you some Pride merch.
Yeah, we got some Pride. We show your villainy. It's all villainy stuff.
Show your villainy. Show your pride. Yes, I know what I said. Show your pride proudly.
Okay, that's too many prides. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful day out there. We'll catch you the next time we hit these movie reviews. Kaiju Cinematic Destruction. We'll catch y'all later. Deuces.
By the way, all the actors that played in Cruella, you guys are kaijus. If you happen to head on over to our channel and see that, all you guys are kaijus. Bye!